Every time you breathe, feel the overactivity, stress being released and raising into the sky. Mother, please cleanse my right channel. You can put your hand back on your lap. Slowly, we will bring all our attention in our Sahasrara chakra. Shri Mataji, bless me with balanced state and complete thoughtless awareness. Shri Mataji, keep me in balanced state and in complete thoughtless awareness. Now, we'll hear Shri Mataji's speech and experience self realization.
I have with me a very, very special lady. Her name is Sri Mataji, and she developed the Sahaji Yoga. First of all, welcome to Numbers in You.
Thank you very much.
Here, when we had Kanya on, he talked about the Kundalini and the energy and whatnot. But before we get into that, what led you into the path to follow the spiritual pursuits that you have and even develop the yoga system?
See, Kundalini Yoga is not a modern thing. It's a very ancient thing, was used in India many times to give realization to people.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
But at that time, there were very few seekers of truth and very few people got self-realization. Any discovery, when it is not made collective, it is of no use. And those people whom we call as saints or people who have spiritual powers are all who have got self-realization.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that in these modern times, people are in such a hurry for everything, they have no time to sit down and meditate. So find out a method by which you give them a quick awakening of the Kundalini.
What is the difference between yoga and meditation?
There's no difference at all, because yoga means your union with the divine power, which is all pervading.
Union with the divine power?
Yes, that's real yoga.
Mm-hmm.
Others are just physical and things like that.
Okay.
But real yoga means that. And the difference is that the people who are doing any kind of other yoga must know one thing, that everything is built in within you, like in the car. Unless and until you ignite the car and start it, no use moving the wheels or moving the steering.
Mm-hmm.
In the same way, when there is no awakening of the Kundalini, when this union is not established, it is not advisable at all to move other things like your centers with something artificial, because it harms.
It harms?
It harms.
Okay, let me ask you this. There are many forms of yoga, hatha yoga, other forms. You develop Sahaja yoga. What how did you develop it? I mean, how is yours different from the other forms of this practice?
As I told you, sahaja means born with you. Yoga
with
means
you?
the union with the divine is the right.
Mm-hmm.
But the difference is just in understanding that Hatha Yoga, for example, if you read the whole book of Patanjali, you will be surprised that it's a very wee bit of it is exercises. And these exercises, according to him, should be only used when the Kundalini is awakened. This power within you is awakened, not before that.
Mm-hmm.
But people have just started using those exercises even before that. So all these things, even Raj Yoga and all these things are built-in things within us which work out the awakening of the Kundalini and the actualization of your realization, which is actualization of your baptism, because the cool breeze of the Holy Ghost start coming out of your fontanelle bone area and you feel absolutely relaxed. On your fingertips also you can feel the all-pervading power. Mm-hmm. And when you develop it properly, then you can cure other people, you can cure yourself mentally, you absolutely become peaceful, and all the time this energy is flowing in you of love. So you become very dynamic as well as very compassionate. And this is the last breakthrough of our evolution. Mm-hmm. So far we are human beings, but at this human level we don't understand or don't feel the absolute truth. That's why there are differences. But once you feel that absolute truth on your central nervous system, which is also called as Bodha or is called as Vida in the Vedas, if you feel that, then there's complete integration and you understand that you are part and parcel of the whole. Not mentally, but your being becomes part and parcel of the whole. This new dimension of awareness awakens within you.
Well, you know, it's interesting. It seems that people on average are just physical. If they can't touch it, if it doesn't have a dollar sign at the end of it, what are we talking about? But not understanding that there are things that transcends much higher levels.
Yeah, and not only that, but now, for example, we say that Christ was the Son of God is absolutely a fact and the truth. But now we can prove it, because if you put your hands after your realization and ask a question, was he the Son of God? You start immediately getting very cool breeze. But if you ask about somebody else who is a hypocrite, you might get little burning, you might even get a little blister for a while. Mm-hmm. So you know that this is not the truth. So you know your truths on your central nervous system, and is also described in the Quran that at the time of resurrection your hands will speak very clearly. But I don't know what they are doing.
The hands will speak.
Yeah, your hands will speak. Very clearly said. But people do not open their minds to that, they don't pay heed to it, and they are just satisfied with whatever little things they are doing in the name of spirituality. As a result of that, you get rid of most of your diseases, most of your bad habits, and you become a very dynamic and a beautiful person.
That sounds good to me.
Yeah, of course. It is good for everyone.
Let me show you. With the press kit I got this interesting photo, and for those who can't see on Radio Land, but if you were to look at this, at first I thought this was the stage of the Apollo Theater, you know. But this was done in Australia.
This is the?
This photo here was in Australia when you had all the people sitting there. They had their hands raised. What was happening then?
That is what they are saying, that they all felt the cool breeze on their hands. Mm-hmm. When I asked them, did you feel the cool breeze after the session of that? They said, yes, we all have felt it. So they have put all their hands up to say, yes, we have felt it. All of them. This is in Australia, and it has really spread very much in Australia, also in Russia. Russians are tremendously wise people, I must say.
Well, it's interesting because looking at it, you've done this in Hong Kong, you've done this in Malaysia, you've done this in Egypt, Saudi Arabia. It seems as if you've taken this all over the world.
Yes, it's true. I'm working in 40 nations.
You're working in 40 nations?
Yes, 40 nations, and it's working very well. And these people who get it, who become that, can enlighten other people. So I don't have to work myself. They can do it. If you get it, you can also do it.
Well, the one thing I must say about Shrimataji is that her workshops are completely free. Is that correct?
Of course. You can't pay. You can't pay for all these things. It's wrong. If you think you can pay for it, then you must know it must be some false person who is doing it. You can't pay for God, you can't pay for divine. It doesn't understand money. Money is our headache, not of divine.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. And let me say this too. Tonight, because she's only in this country until tomorrow. Tomorrow you leave. What nation are you going to after tomorrow?
I'll have this, I'll explain to them what is the Kundalini, where it resides, and how it works, and what are the advantages, and then I will give them self-realization.
So all of this is tonight?
Yes.
Okay. Now, this is tonight, Thursday, June the 7th, at 7 p.m. at Terrace on the Park at Flushing Meadow Park in Queens. And we're going to give out the information. And one thing it says in the bottom quite clearly, it is free and open to the public.
Of course, it has to be free. It has to be free, one must understand.
Mm-hmm.
This is living process. Like we have to sow the seed, what do? We sow the seed has the quality to sprout, and the Mother Earth has the quality to make it sprout. We don't pay to Mother Earth, do we? It's a living process. How much did we pay to become human beings from amoeba stage? Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So why should we pay to become a superior personality?
Okay, good. One thing you were saying that Sahaja Yoga meditation provides a unique opportunity to receive the tangible experience of one's deepest self. So, and actually, this is a form of self-realization where one gets deeper into themselves.
Yes.
To get a direction of what their purpose, aim, goal, or destiny is in this
That's
life.
what Christ has said, you have to be born again. But it is not an artificial certificate you should say, I'm born again. It's not that. It's reality. It's a reality that you become empowered. You must have the power.
Well, you know, it's interesting you said that because there is this thing now of a lot of born-again Christians.
They are all artificial, I must say.
They are artificial?
Yes, they are not. Because, you see, if you are born again, then you have the power to give realizations to others. And you become very compassionate and wonderful people. Because this way we can all certify ourselves, and everybody thinks the end of themselves. You see, like if you ask the Jews, they'll criticize the Christians. If you ask the Christians, they'll criticize the Jews. Then the Muslims will criticize, like that. But actually, if you see that, whatever all these great incarnations and all these great prophets have told us is absolute truth. But we have deviated and we have made it more man-made. That's why all these problems. If truth is one, why should we have differences?
Yeah, you know, this is what baffles me, especially when we talk about in the name of God. There are right now about 48 different wars taking place throughout the world. Majority of them are in the name of religion or God. That seems a contradiction.
The religions have become all money-oriented or power-oriented. They are not spirit-oriented. That's why. But you see, one has to get over the conditionings of these and must see for yourself that the religion is within yourself. Like Christ had no religion, what religion he was born with, you can say. In the same way, you have to be born with religion that is within you and innate, which such people don't do anything wrong. They don't do anything that is not righteous.
No, that means we got to get on the righteous path then.
Yeah.
It seems like it would be in everyone's best interest to do that.
Of course, everyone is quite capable to get it because you are a human being. But how many will come to Sahaja Yoga, I don't know. Especially in America, people are very conditioned, I think. I don't know, they have taken to all kinds of false gurus, false things, but not to Sahaja Yoga. I've been coming here for the last, I think, 18 years. But the movement is very slow, but in some countries it's very fast.
This is a very materialistic society, you know.
Yeah, but materialism also to be understood through Sahaja Yoga is much better, because then you understand what the value of materialism is. You see, the way we are mad after materialism, we have created ecological problem, this problem, that problem, we have no balance. But then you develop a balance and you know what is real materialism.
Because here it seems as if you either have to have the dollar bill, the car, the clothes, and it's all material. But if they were all wiped out, what does one do?
But they have everything. Still they are not satisfied. That means it's not the pure desire. If it was a pure desire, you would have been satisfied. But you are not. Today you want to have a house, tomorrow you want to have a car, day after tomorrow you want to have an aeroplane. It goes on from one to another. So you have to have the pure desire. And the pure desire is the power of Kundalini. That gives you the pure desire, whether you know it or not, is to be one with the divine.
That sounds like once you've achieved that, you can go anywhere on this planet Earth.
Pardon?
Now, I says that it seems that once that is achieved, what you just said, that one has the power to go anywhere on this planet Earth without any fear or worry of any of these things.
See, the only thing is that we have so much of plastic, so much of all nonsensical things that we are using, which is not necessary. We are using unnecessarily many things because we go into competitions or we want to try everything because we have choice and freedom. But once you have this, you are sensible enough to know what to buy, what to have, and you don't want to accumulate all kinds of junk with you.
Well, let me ask you this. Being in the United States, I know that people probably says, well, if you give all these things free, how do you pay your rent or how you buy food? Or, I'm saying it from a skeptical point of view, knowing the mindset. And what is your response to people like that when you give something like this that's open and free to the general public, and they say, well, how do you buy food? How do you buy clothes? What is your response to that?
Backward?
Buy clothes. In other words, you need money to buy clothes in America. You need money to buy food in America.
No, you get all the money that you want, after all. You see, all the affluence also comes from divine. Actually, that kind of affluence we have is a blind affluence. But whatever you need is supplied for. After all, you see, this divine force looks after you. And you don't have to worry about anything whatsoever. You are all looked after. You always hit the jackpots.
Well, that's interesting because in the United States, there are a lot of jackpots that they want to play.
Yeah, I have hit also. And many have hit. Those who have been in Sajoga have hit jackpots all the time.
Really?
Yeah, very many. You see, they have become big industrialists, big artists. They have become very great painters, and they have achieved great names and great politicians. I mean, they have all gone so much that it's impossible for them to even believe that how could they achieve all these things.
Yeah, just through spiritual
because
awareness.
Your personality becomes so dynamic.
Well, let me say this. Our time is up, Shimataji, and I want to let everyone know that she is only in the United States until tomorrow. After tomorrow, you go out of the country again, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you will get an opportunity to see her tonight. It is absolutely free and open to the general public. And you come and see her in person at Terrace on the Park. That's 52-11 Flushing Meadow Park in Queens. And the phone number, if you'd like to call for further information, is area code 718-520-0175. That number again is 718-520-0175. Sister Mataji, when are you returning to the United States again?
I will definitely next year, definitely.
Sometime next year,
yes,
huh?
And I would like to be here for more time because I think America is a very important country and Americans are even more important. They must know their responsibility.
But it seems like there's so many little things that we're off into, the racism, the prejudice. Then we have all kinds of communicable diseases from AIDS to herpes to syphilis, all of that. Does any of that have an effect because of the way people think and behave in this country?
I had told them about these things. I told them in 1973 when I came here very clearly that you'll get AIDS and you'll get all these diseases, and they were very angry with me for that. And they wouldn't listen to me, and all kinds of false people came here and they just liked them because they were exploiting their weaknesses.
But this was in 1973, you said?
73. Then I was quite shocked the way people were so simple and vulnerable. So I didn't come for 9 years. I'm sorry to say, but
wow.
I didn't come
here. But I see your words have come to pass.
But then also about this new disease, yuppies, I had told them about 8 years back. But they didn't take any heed of it.
This is AIDS you're referring to?
The yuppies. Also AIDS. All these diseases can be cured with surgery. I'll be surprised because you have that power within you to cure it. Even the AIDS.
Okay. I want to thank Shimataji very, very much for taking the time and her tour throughout the United States to come and visit us and share with the WLIB family. She is going to be tonight, free. It's at 7 p.m. The Terrace on the Park, 52-11 Flushing, Flushing Meadow Park in Queens. And the number again is area code 718-520-0175. That's 520-0175. Namaste.
Thank you very much. अब शांतिपूर्वक सब लोग बैठ जाएं और सब लोग मन में विश्वास रखें कि आप सबकी जागृति आज इस वक्त होने वाली है। मतलब ये कि अपने में दोष मत देखिए इस वक्त। कोई लोग सोचने लगते हैं मेरी कैसी जागृत होगी, मैंने ये पाप किया, मैंने वो पाप किया, और बताने वाले भी बताते रहते हैं कि तुमने ये पूर्व जन्म में कर्म करे, वो पूर्व जन्म में कर्म करे, उसके लिए इतना पैसा दो। ऐसी बेकार बकवास करते हैं लोग। जो ऐसा कहते हैं वही पापी है, समझ लीजिए। इस वक्त आप मेरे सामने कोई भी पापी नहीं, तो कृपया ये सोच लीजिए कि आपके अंदर जो भी दोष है, जो भी हुआ सो बीत गया, उसका अब विचार नहीं करना है। इस वक्त आप शांतिपूर्वक यही सोचिए कि मैं बिल्कुल दोषी नहीं। ऐसा सोचने से ये चक्र पकड़ता है। जब आप सोचते हैं कि आपके अंदर दोष है तो यहाँ पे ये चक्र पकड़ता है। इससे अनेक बीमारियां हो जाती हैं, जिसे अंग्रेजी में स्पॉन्डिलाइटिस कहते हैं, अनजाना कहते हैं, और तरह तरह के प्रकार इस एक चक्र के पकड़ने से होते हैं। तो हो गया सो बीत गया उस वक्त के, अब तक क्यों आप लेकर बैठे? इस वक्त गलती हुई, उस वक्त ठीक करना चाहिए। तो अपने को कृपया माफ़ कर दीजिए। और दूसरे ये कि सबको आप एक तरह से, पूरी तरह से माफ़ कर दीजिए। उनके बारे में सोचना भी गलत है, क्योंकि उससे भी सर दर्द होता है। अब ये बात सोचिए कि आप माफ़ करें या नहीं करें। आप करते क्या है? कुछ तो नहीं करते। क्या करते हैं आप? कुछ नहीं करते। लेकिन जब आप माफ़ नहीं करते तो अपने को छलते हैं, सताते हैं उन लोगों के लिए जिन्होंने आपको सताया। इसलिए आप पूरे मन से इन सब को माफ़ कर दीजिए एक साथ। उसमें उनके बारे में सोचने की भी ज़रूरत है। बाकी आप लोग तो एक बड़े पवित्र देश में रह रहे हैं, तो अपने इस धरती माता की पवित्रता को देखते हुए और उसका अंदाज रखते हुए आप लोग कृपया दोनों हाथ मेरी ओर इस तरह से करें। सब लोग थोड़ा ऊपर इस तरह से, दोनों हाथ इस तरह से, क्योंकि ये जो 5 उंगलियां हैं और 6 और 7 और 5, 6 और 7 ये हमारे चक्रों के संकेत हैं। और डॉक्टरी में इसमें इनको सिंपैथेटिक नर्वस सिस्टम के एंडिंग्स माने जाते हैं। तो आप हाथ इस तरह से रखें। इस तरह से हाथ रखने पर चाहे तो आप चश्मा निकाल लें, कोई ज़रूरी नहीं। अब आप मेरी ओर राइट हैंड रखें इस तरह से और सर झुका लें और ये देखें कि ब्रह्मरंध्र से, जिसे कि हम तालू कहते हैं, जो कि एक स्निग्ध सा हिस्सा हमारे सर में बचपन में होता है, उसके ऊपर अधांध्र अपना लेफ्ट हैंड रखें, सर झुका के देखिए और देखिए कि आप ही के अंदर से कुछ ठंडी या गर्म हवा जैसी चैतन्य की लहरियां आ रही हैं क्या? देखिए, आदि शंकराचार्य ने कहा था इसका वर्णन सलीलम सलीलम, ठंडी ठंडी हवा। आशा आपने जूते उतार लिए होंगे और जो लोग कुर्सियों पे बैठे हैं दोनों पैर अलग कर लें, बाकी सब ठीक है। अब देखिए आ रहा है क्या? चैतन्य का प्रवाह आप ही के सर से आ रहा है क्या? अब शंका मत करिए ठंडा या गर्म। अगर गर्म है तो इसका मतलब है कि आपने अपने को क्षमा नहीं की या दूसरों को क्षमा नहीं की, तो अभी कृपया आप क्षमा करिए। किसी किसी को दूर तक आता है, किसी को नज़दीक आता है, पर सर को छूते हुए हाथ मत रखिए, ऊपर। अब आप लेफ्ट हैंड मेरी ओर और फिर से सर झुका के राइट हैंड से देखें कि आपके तालू भाग से कुछ ठंडी या गरम गरम हवा आ रही है। मुझे तो लगता है, बहुतों को ये लगता है कि आप दोषी हैं, इसलिए भी गरम हवा आ रही है। कृपया ये सोचना बंद करिए। अब एक बार, आखिरी बार, फिर से राइट हैंड मेरी ओर करें, सब लोग करें। और फिर सर झुका के लेफ्ट हैंड से देखें कि ठंडी हवा आ रही है क्या। बहुत से लोग बेकार बातें करते हैं कि कुंडलिनी जागरण से ये होता है, कुछ नहीं होता। आराम मिलता है, तकलीफें जाती हैं, बीमारियां जाती हैं, मानसिक शांति मिलती है, अनेक विध शक्तियां जागृत होती हैं। ये सब इसलिए कहते हैं क्योंकि उनको जागृति आती नहीं है। हाँ, अब आप लोग दोनों हाथ सर की तरफ और एक प्रश्न पूछिए। 3 बार एक प्रश्न पूछे कि माँ, क्या ये परम चैतन्य है, क्या ये ब्रह्म चैतन्य है? मुझे माँ कहिए, श्री माता जी कहिए। मन में पूछे 3 बार प्रश्न। अब हाथ नीचे ले लीजिए। अब दोनों हाथ मेरी ओर करके इस तरह से, और मेरी ओर देखें और सोचिए नहीं। मेरी ओर देखिए और सोचिए नहीं। किसी किसी को नीचे से हवा आ रही हो तो वो नीचे से उठा के ऊपर ले जा सकते हैं, इस तरह से 2-3 बार करने से ऊपर आ जाए। मेरी ओर देखें। विचार से परे, माने विचार न करें, वो कर सकते हैं। इस तरह से आप अपने मन से परे उठते हैं और आपके अंदर निर्विचार समाधि स्थापित हो गई। कितने जल्दी हो गई, इसका कारण है ये कलयुग का जोर। हर चीज यहाँ जल्दी होती है। अब देख लीजिए, कोई पेड़ हिल नहीं रहा, कोई फूल हिल नहीं रहा, लेकिन ठंडी हवा आ रही। पर जो चीज आसानी से मिलती है उसका महत्व हम लोग समझते नहीं। इसलिए अब आप अंकुरित हो गए और इस अंकुर का आपको वृक्ष बनाना ही पड़ेगा। यह आपका कर्तव्य है अपने प्रति। और जब ये बनेगा तो आप भी हजारों को ठीक कर सकते हैं, यहाँ की दुर्दशा ठीक कर सकते हैं, सब में परिवर्तन ला सकते हैं। ये आपकी जिम्मेदारी हो जाती है। आप सबको मेरा अनंत आशीर्वाद, अनंत आशीर्वाद।
Let's do meditation for 5 minutes. Let's say thank you to Shimataji. Thank you so much, Shimataji, for giving us our self realization. Thank you so, so much. Let's take collective bandhan. Jai Shri Mataji. Those who join for the first time, and if you like this session and if you're interested to continue doing surgical meditation, then there is a Google form in the description box which you can fill. Then our surgery volunteers will contact you. Thank you for joining. Jai Shri Mataji.